in a few seconds, hopefully. Yep, we're live now.
Yay! Hello, chat.
Say hi. Hello, chat.
I know you two. I know you two are there, waiting to watch me fail. All I want you to know is I'm watching you.
Okay.
Shagun, we're live.
I'm muting. I'm muting Shagun. Yeah.
This is quality content.
Of course. Shocking, we don't do this professionally. Yeah.
A bunch of nerdy ass somethings getting together.
Yeah, I couldn't get this working with OBS properly.
Ah.
The idea was to do a nicer, like proper stream, but I can't get in 10 different video feeds on it without it bonking. Anyway.
I wonder how it looks on YouTube. Just give me a second.
Who is even watching? I see 5 concurrent viewers right now. If you're watching, say hi in chat. I'm curious who's there.
I have invited a few people as well, so hopefully they'll be in. Cheers, boys.
Are we doing like a drunk session this time?
I'm getting some libations to.
Libations.
The Bangalore lockdown has affected availability of stock.
I can hear an echo.
It's from. I think you have YouTube on. Do you?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I shall shut that off.
Or you can mute it.
Yeah.
And interact with the chat like all the big Twitch streamers do.
Hey everybody! Like and subscribe, dab in chat, etc., etc.
Roshni is here. Yay!
Hello, Roshni. Oh god, I made this really strong.
Guys, can you hear me? I'm facing issues with my audio. Okay, cool.
I can hear you now.
Loud and clear. Okay. Okay, so what I would recommend is we're still waiting on Sid and who else?
Shagun is in the background pacing on a call.
We should have 10. We are 9 right now. So I think it's only Sid, right?
We are 9. And soon we will be 10.
9.
I can only see like 8, 7 people on the screen.
No, there are 9 people. Oh, you have to turn on non-video participants.
Oh, okay. Is that a way?
Yeah, I've learned this from class. I've learned the ways of the Zoom.
Okay. It's nice how we just decide we're going to live stream this having no rehearsal, nothing. We'll figure it out, dude, while we're here.
This is how we do
it. We'll fix it in post. No,
this is how we do it.
This is the way.
It's raw, uncut. It's uncut. It's raw.
Okay,
it's
so
real people.
I was just going to suggest one thing. If y'all are going to type messages, if you can do it on YouTube, that would be nice, because then it's recorded as opposed to...
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm
just going to type in YouTube chat.
Oh no.
Yes.
I also have... Sorry, go ahead, Karthik.
Can someone send me the YouTube link, please?
Yeah, I want to share
it. Here.
It's the culprit. He's here.
But there's a delay on YouTube, so we'll be reacting for things that will happen in the future.
No, it's like half a second or so. Like I put it on
low
latency.
Also, straight from Puvaya and Company, Siddhartha George. Hello.
Oh no. The man is here.
The man, the legend, the storyteller.
By the way,
storyteller?
Have you considered doing it in reverse order?
No.
No.
Oh, I changed that.
Too bad.
No.
Not yet.
No.
I have Karthik, you were saying something before we interrupted.
Oh no, nothing. Just I was just suggesting if you guys are using chat, use it on the YouTube chat since that's
okay. I also had a minor suggestion that you guys can take it or leave it, but there will be a lot of shouting after every video. So maybe we can go down the line and get unique reactions for maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Because I feel like we miss out on the quieter people who we shake their heads and say
how much disclaimer apology time is allotted to each person?
I'd say that's up to Karthik because he's running the stream. So
I would like to take half an hour to explain the process.
no.
No, I think
mean-
this time it would be me profusely apologizing for most of the time. I mean, that would be there recorded.
I feel like we should do a before and after where like the person whose video comes up, they should do like a disclaimer, and then after the video has played, they should get like at least 5 seconds to kind of like come up with some kind of like, well, that's how it went, guys.
I think I'm just gonna give the disclaimer that I had no fault of my own. It was all Rahil's fault. I was perfect. I'm just giving it.
In this
Nice.
one.
Can I use that excuse even if I was before Rahil?
You can
in
use
this-
that excuse throughout the thing.
In this one situation, I'll take that blame. It's all me. It's all me.
What
But to
have
be
you
honest,
done
if
to
you're
my
gonna
video?
blame it-
It's okay.
If you're gonna blame someone, we should all blame Siddharth.
Yes.
Yes, that is entirely.
So just put out like an NSFW tag if like there will be expletives.
We're gonna swear, and they are
People are
going
going
to.
I mean,
to swear hard.
did people not get my creative use of the verb referring to the bull from last week?
Oh, fuck. I mean, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
remember last week, man. It's a blur.
We
It's a
butchered
blur.
the bully, the buller, whatever name was.
Long shot, the bull,
Hey,
the
guys.
warlock.
I love.
God.
I still remember Pag Shot.
What about Backshot?
Pag Shot, the lovely. Pag Shot, the.
Shagun, where's your flame?
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
the fire?
It's not the same.
Wait, hold on. All in good time, my good friend.
You haven't caused the destruction. This. Oh my god.
Yes, here it comes.
Insane.
Okay, so
Are we all here?
Hi, Karthik.
I think we are all here.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. Whoever's drinking.
Yay. I'm drinking magic elixir.
Get out of here.
Because I caught a little bit of cold and then my mom went super paranoid.
Oh dear.
So you're having the white
You have
powder.
the Corona.
Having the white powder.
Oh shit! No.
Time for the leeches, right? Time for the leeches.
Okay, I'm gonna try and see. Okay, we just need to do a quick test to see if everything works as expected, and then we can start. Okay, so you guys should see my screen hopefully at this point.
Yes.
Good
Bandicam.
And yeah,
Brings back a lot of AMV memories. Anime,
Yes,
early anime.
Yeah,
Sid
expect
for
a
some
theme.
Sid for some reason has decided to use a screen capture instead of recording directly.
Yeah, because I need to read off my laptop screen.
Bro,
so I
what
need to record on
resolution
my
is this?
laptop.
Is this
I did.
120p?
It's quite terrible. It's
Yeah.
okay. I'm just testing the audio, so let me know if you can hear this. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to start with an intro.
He's going to start it.
I have a feeling I know what's coming and I'm dreading it.
Oh my god.
I mean,
I
Although
don't know
if
why
it's
I'm
not-
shaking right now.
If it's not what I think it is, I blame Punjit.
Band-Aid, Band-Aid.
That's fair.
Just rip it off.
Okay, so if we're good to go, do you want to set this up in any way before we get started? Does
I
somebody
think
want to-
you should just set it up. Tell everybody what's going on.
Right. Anyway, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, which I assume, given that everyone has shared the link only with friends, I suppose not. But the basic premise is one person tells a story. It's usually a minute or two long, and then the next person only gets to watch the video of that story once, and then immediately has to repeat it on another video, recording themselves, and then that passes on to the third person, and so on, and then goes down a line of. In today's episode, it's 9 people, starting with Sid and ending with Shiraz. So we just play them in order. So what you're hearing now is Siddhartha's the first retelling, the proper retelling, telling of the story. Okay. So
The only retelling, only telling.
The only, yeah.
The
and
only
it will
teller
get-
of the tale.
Just
it's kind of like a twisted version of like Chinese whispers. Yeah, it's kind of like a twisted version of Chinese whispers because it's obviously much way longer, and it's basically our homebrew D&D campaign setting. So
Lands of Loorou.
yes,
Hey,
Lands of Loorou.
Represent.
Okay, cool. So here we go with the original story.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to start with an intro. It's possibly going to be longer than the story itself. And you can keep as much or as little of this intro as you want. So out of those 2 stories that we've done so far, what I've managed to figure for myself at least is that the bit that's sort of doable is remembering the story beats and repeating them. Much more difficult are the names, and the most difficult of all is the actual language that's used. So basically, I've made a video where the language is the most important part. And I know it's going to be quite difficult, so I've tried to mitigate that in a few ways. One is that I mentioned, as I mentioned to you guys, I kept it short. The actual story itself should be about 1.5 minutes. The second is that I've used a form that you should be familiar with, which is the limerick. There once was a man from Madras sort of rhyming structure. So you should have an idea of the cadence already that you need to meet, and you should also, from the rhyming scheme, you should be able to have an idea of whether you're getting it right or not. So the first 2 lines and the 5th line rhyme, and then the 3rd and 4th lines rhyme with each other. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's short, so there's only 7 verses, 5 lines each, so that's 35 lines in total. And I'll just tell you up front that one way to remember it, the structure at least possibly, is that the first verse is about William, the second verse is about Doris, the third verse is about the shade, the fourth verse is about the bullet, the fifth verse is about the cow, the sixth and seventh verses are just basically wrapping up the story. So in case you need all of that, that's one way to remember it. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the story twice, because the first time I think it'll just take you a little bit to understand what's going on. So the second time will help you actually listen for what you need to listen for. Okay, so here goes. Like I said, I'm going to do this twice. We begin in the town of Cordonis, home of William, a brave young Adonis. With muscles of stone, he hunted alone till he met a young lady named Doris. Red of hair with glimmering eye, her surcoat was blue as the sky. With her martial prowess, young Will was impressed, and so did the warrior's ally. They trekked into the Cordonades and encountered a dark, evil shade. It wanted their souls, but with their 10-foot poles, they prevailed and their fortunes were made. Next up was a massive bullet. But said Doris, my friend, don't you fret. With a blow of her hatchet, the beast was dispatched, and they moved on with barely an upset. Till they came upon a grazing white cow. Said Will, I've a powerful thirst now. But he knew naught of milking, and the cow got a kick in. William fell with a faint fucking owl. So Doris came back empty-handed. 'Twas certainly not as she planned it. Her companion Willie had been killed being silly, did about as much good as any man did. So what next for Doris, you wonder? Her promising life rent asunder. Don't you worry about her, she laughs at her doubters, and when needs be, she'll bring down the thunder. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to do it again, so you know what to listen for. Okay, here goes. We begin in the town of Cordonis, home of William, a brave young Adonis. With muscles of stone, he hunted alone, till he met a young lady named Doris. Red of hair, with glimmering eye, her surcoat was blue as the sky. With her martial prowess, young Will was impressed, and so did the warrior's ally. They trekked into the Cordonades and encountered a dark, evil shade. It wanted their souls, but with their 10-foot poles, they prevailed and their fortunes were made. Next up was a massive bullet. But said Doris, my friend, don't you fret. With a blow of her hatchet, the beast was dispatched, and they moved on with barely an upset. Till they came upon a grazing white cow. Said Will, I've a powerful thirst now. But he knew naught of milking, and the cow got a kicking. William fell with a faint fucking ow. So Doris came back empty-handed. 'Twas certainly not as she'd planned it. Her companion Willie had been killed being silly, did about as much good as any man did. So what next for Doris, you wonder? Her promising life rent asunder. Don't you worry about her, she laughs at her doubters, and when needs be, she'll bring down the thunder. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. Good luck.
That's it. That's it, you say?
Was it
Okay.
so bad? The story
Alright.
was reasonably authentic till I did it.
Okay.
Guys, just like,
Why?
Okay.
My question is why?
Okay. Let's
Okay,
go down the
but
line. Let's
I
go down the
wanna-
line.
I wanna add
Karthik,
something.
before Karthik,
Let's
what did you
leave.
think of it?
So we must preface this by like I didn't participate in this.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah,
you
so
should be the one.
this is like getting live reactions for the first time. Pure. Sid is just flexing, dude. I think
Yep.
I think Sid just took this opportunity to be like, oh, you gave me what can I do now?
Fucking sniper.
Yeah, I'll just do this twice because you're all stupid.
Yeah.
I did it once, it would have been impossible.
We barely tell stories, and here you are throwing a fucking sonnet at us with your motherfucking Shakespeare.
Oh my god.
Normally, I expect Rahil to be the one to try and bend the rules a bit, but Sid is like, I want to do this in a rhyming scheme, and I'll repeat it twice, dude, just to see.
I love it. I think it was great. Also, the story was reasonably authentic till it reached me. So
I mean, I love the story and everything.
Wait a second.
I couldn't.
Siddharth, without looking at the script right now, can you tell us anything right now?
I can do bits of it. I don't know the entire thing.
Oh.
I already don't remember.
How
anything.
much did you expect us to remember that?
Also,
No, I knew it was going to be like a failure. I was just hoping it would be an entertainment.
also, if I may, I don't think any of the others said it twice. So
No.
for most of them,
Yes.
it was just like a shotgun out of nowhere. I was like, huh?
All I remember is 10-foot poles and Doris.
Hey, coincidentally,
It's gonna be relevant, by the way.
10-foot pole. Okay.
Because what I got in the end, safe to say, it's very different. But like the
Spoiler
theme,
alert.
the theme is interesting. I'm gonna shut up now. Who's next? And
Next
you get like 10 seconds to defend yourself.
Yeah, next is Siva, I think, right?
Yep.
Okay, Siva, give us the defense.
Anything you want to do to set us up before we get into the
Look at that face. That face is scared.
That
Face is mortified.
Wait till he starts speaking. Wait till he starts speaking on this.
Okay, Siva, you want to give us any like lead into this or any defense, any kind of like blaming Siddharth for horrible things? Siva has gone mute.
You're on mute, Siva. Your mic is not working.
It is the safest option, I suppose.
It's the same for me?
can you guys
No,
hear
we
me?
can hear.
Okay, we can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm saying that I did it twice. I'm pretty sure both those versions don't match each other.
Cool.
Nobody gave me the option of going to it.
Let's go.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit play. All right. So for those of you who just tuned in, this is the second telling of the story, or rather the first retelling of the story.
Yep. Siddhartha George. Fuck you. Okay, I'm going to get through this intro portion really quickly because I'm forgetting the story completely. Siddharth broke down the structure of narrative telephone into 3 components. There's a story element which is easy to replicate, so it doesn't focus on the story, which I forgot already. There's a name element which is slightly difficult to replicate, so he's only kept it to 2 names. There is a language component which is really difficult, so he's made up a limerick. And the limerick is first and second and fifth words rhyme, verses, lines rhyme, and that's third and fourth rhyme with each other. There are 7 verses. 7 verses are William, Doris, Bullet, Shade, Cow, wrap up. He told me the story twice. I'm going to tell you the story twice because it should be the same for everybody, hopefully. Oh, fuck. Okay, the limerick starts like this. In the foothills of the Cordonnes lived Willie, a young male Adonis. With abs of stone, he roamed alone until the day he met Doris. Doris, with pale blue eyes and a coat as red as the sky. Her martial prowess, she certainly impressed William and his young allies. They trekked on into the Cordonade until they came upon an evil, dark evil shade. It wanted their souls, but they killed it with their 10-foot poles. They thought their lives were made. On they went until they came upon a bullet. Willie told Doris not to fret. He took out his hatchet and the bullet, they dispatched it, causing nothing more than an upset. They trekked on until they came upon a cow. William got to thirsting. As he approached, the cow got to kicking, and William fell with a fucking ow. Doris came back from this trek empty-handed. It certainly wasn't the way that she planned it. Her young Willie was killed silly. Fuck, I forgot the last line. If you're wondering about Doris and her love who's been sundered, worry not, because she can bring down the thunder. Okay, I'm going to say that again if I remember it correctly. In the town of Cordonnes lived William, a young Adonis. With abs of stone, he roamed alone till the day that he met Doris. Doris had pale blue eyes and a red coat as red as the sky. With her martial prowess, she certainly impressed young William and his allies. They trekked on into the Cordonade until they came upon a dark evil shade. It wanted their souls, but they killed it with their 10-foot poles. They thought their lives were made. They ventured on to come upon a bullet. Young William told Doris not to fret. He took out his hatchet and the bullet, they dispatched it without much of an upset. As they walked on, they next came upon a cow. William didn't know much about milking, but he was thirsting, and as he approached, the cow got to kicking, and William fell with a fucking ow. Doris came back empty-handed. It certainly didn't go the way she planned it. Her young Willie was killed silly. I forgot the last line again. If you're wondering what Doris, what happens to Doris, you wonder. Her love has definitely been sundered. Next two lines I've forgotten, but worry not, because she can definitely bring down the thunder. Fuck. Best of luck.
Dude, that was amazing.
Who's
Oh
that?
my
Who's starting with the
God.
phrase?
That's insane.
That's insane.
Oh my god.
Twice.
I
There is
assumed
some benefit for that intro that Siddharth gave, especially with like giving like pointers on what each verse was. I just went with that, and like the rhyming was a little easy. But
Don't worry
it
about
was a
it. I'm sorry to say this, Shiva. All of your effort goes to it becomes nothing when it comes to me. When it goes through me, you know,
Also,
like
I'd like to point out that in the middle, Siva gave Siddharth the most copious of signs. He went. He gave him the finger. The English fuck off.
Remember it, like, hearing it just twice, you remember the entire thing.
Oh man, I just picked up on something in the second retelling that I hadn't paid attention to. The guy's name has become Willie now. which makes everything a little bit worse.
Oh no.
Because there was a point where Willie was sundered, and I'm like, oh, that's some strong language right there.
There's also talk of a 10-foot pole. So.
Oh,
Oh my god.
very
The
charged.
lyrics are supposed to be dirty, right? So I mean, some of that stuff I did put in, but.
So okay, I'll go into, before you go into mine, I'll defend myself a bit. I told this to Shiva too.
What is this?
I was
What
already
is this?
2-3 beers down that day, and Shiva's like, "Dude, can you do it? Dude, can you do it?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm done. I'm like couple of beers down." And then after a while, I gather up the courage. No, I'm going to do it like this, and I butchered that entire thing. So good luck.
That's
Feels
courage.
like this feels like a YouTuber apology video.
Yeah.
It needs more kitchen. It needs more kitchen background. Like he needs to be sitting in a kitchen.
I like this is like intimate apology. It's like, I'm sorry.
I fucked up, guys.
It's like those ASMR videos. There's this.
I'm curious to see where everything breaks down, because thus far it's all looking like put
Thus
together.
far.
It needs.
this
It
is-
needs.
Raising a hand.
It
This
just
is
needs
where it
one
breaks
person.
people.
I'm so nervous. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh god.
This is
Oh,
where we
God.
dropped the ball.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm hitting play. This is the second retelling. So 3 out of 9.
Oh boy. So I just heard Shiva's rendition of the story. And screw you, Siddhartha, for doing this to us. So the story is told in the form of a limerick. It involves 2 characters, William and Doris. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to entirely ignore the whole limerick and the rhyming part, because nope, not happening. So here's how the story goes. In the land of Cordonis, there lived an young Adonis called William, who roamed around the world with his stone abs until he met Doris. Now, Doris impressed William and all his friends with her martial prowess. And then they went up the Coordinate Mountains until they met a shade who wanted their souls, but somehow they defeated him with a 10-foot pole. And then they kept on going until they chanced upon a bullet. But William disposed of it without much ado. I don't know. And then they were coming down and they met a cow. Now William was thirsting, but the cow went kicking. And there wasn't much milking and William died. So if you're wondering what happened to Doris, just know that she is prone to thundering. I mean, she can call down the thunder, basically. The limerick went something like that. Like, yeah, you know what? I give up. No, not doing this. Crap. And bye.
This is where it broke down.
Guys, can we take a minute to appreciate that Joy was in dark mode?
Yes.
Yeah.
He slowly gave up. He's like, no more rhyming. I don't remember anymore. I give up. Stages.
Hey, Shagun, just FYI, we're all chatting on YouTube.
The story
It will be
points
called for
still
all of us,
stayed.
man.
The story points still stayed. They like William met Doris. They went
Yeah.
up coordinate, killed the shed, killed the bullet. the cow killed him, and yeah, so those points remain, but yeah, no structure.
I mean, no, you got it, man. I'm just saying that it gets really bad after this.
Oh, it does.
I can only imagine.
Fair
Who's
play
next?
to.
I am next. I would like to take a minute now.
Fair play to Punjit.
Go ahead, Punjit.
Nice.
Okay, so the structure is gone, right? Except the word limerick, nothing survived. So after the video, my brain was like, should I do story or should I try to attempt limerick? So during the video, I am going, rhyme, story, rhyme, story. So it's
Sine wave of confusion.
The sine wave of confusion. Yes, I love it.
Look at his face.
You look
Alright, let's
stressed.
go.
You look
Hey,
stressed,
man.
bro.
He's about to kill someone.
I remember this face.
Go for it.
I remember
Oh,
what
God.
comes after.
Oh God, fuck you, Rahil.
This is not good. Okay. Far away in the land of Cardonis lived William, a beautiful Adonis. He had the muscle and the abs. Ladies knew he was up for grabs, but he finally met the one in Doris. Doris impressed William with her martial prowess. They journeyed the mountains for many a days. On the way, they found a soul. They killed it with nothing but a pole. This bonded them forever, and they were together always. I guess that makes sense. What's the next part? They traveled together and were hunted by a bullet. It was no match for William and Doris, you bet. Sorry. They went back to their house on their way, finding some cows. William was thirsty and he wanted milk down his gullet. Will tried to get his hand at milking, but the cow just kept kicking and kicking. What did Doris do, you wonder? She called down some thunder, but Will was gone forever, leaving Doris sulking. Okay. I don't think there's anything else. I butchered it, but in a very different way. So, all the best.
You did good, man.
Yeah.
It's like things survive.
Not bad, man. And Punjit, I respect your rhyming. Well done, man. Well done.
Well, bullet goes with gullet, so.
Yeah.
No, you did a great job. I think I think the whole thing was that the thing that remained is the whole and nothing happens.
Of course.
Whoops.
I would like to apologize to Punjit.
Because
I have new respect. I have found new respect for Punjit after seeing what he went through and all the hard work he did.
Guys, can we just appreciate Rahil's photo before it begins? Because it's very like R&B, rap, Eminem kind of scene.
This is a YouTuber apology. This is a YouTuber. Sorry, guys, I fucked up.
You don't get to 1 million followers without making a few mistakes, gentlemen, and I have made a lot of mistakes.
To be honest,
some
though,
would say all mistakes.
Rahil's retelling is, I haven't even heard this one, but Rahil's retelling is always the most YouTuber one, though.
It's not gonna.
It's the more, I'm just going to hit record and then riff off.
Maybe not this one, okay? Just a disclaimer. Maybe not this one.
You should call it Mangalorian, like with law in the middle, and that should be your YouTube channel.
I would like everyone to remember, just after I recorded, the message that I put on the group was so deflated. That should be some indication as to how this video went.
I mean, you look like you've seen some shit, man.
I'm sorry, Roshni, that you had to go after me.
Oh yeah.
That's the most heartfelt apology I ever heard from
Yeah, that's true. He seems genuinely upset or disappointed with this. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit play. This is I want to say 5 out of 9. I think that's right. Yeah, 5 out of 9. Okay.
Yep.
That's okay.
Sums up the story.
Yep.
So there was a dude in Cordonus called William, and
me trying to write.
Whatever. So in Cordonus there was a guy called William who had rippling abs. He was like the best dude, and all the ladies wanted to be with him, and because of his abs, presumably, I don't know. But he only had eyes for this one lady called Doris, and is Doris a lady? So he only had eyes for this one person called Doris, and who was really good with their pole. And I don't know if that was like a euphemism or anything. But and William was like, you know how to use that pole real good. And Doris was like, I say. So they both got together and went into the forest, and they found a soul. It's not clear what soul it was. Could be a soul of an angel, crying angel. And they fought it with their pole prowess. And William was like, "Oh yeah, cool pole, bro. Cool pole moves, bro." And then they got together, and then William went like, "Hey, how would you like to come around to my place? It is through the pasture somewhere." And then Doris was presumably like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. I have nothing better to do in this weird rhyme world that I am butchering completely." And while they were on the way, they were hunted by a bullet. Now, I'm not sure if this is like some weird bounty hunter with a 44 Magnum revolver chasing them around with like, "Hey," and then like they're deflecting the bullets with their weird pole skills. Like, okay, like it's, I'm picturing that fight from the Matrix. Yeah, whatever. So they defeated the bullet, which is, I don't know if it's like an actual creature called a bullet or some whatever. So they beat it, and they, on the way to the house, they crossed said pasture with some cows. Yeah, the one rhyme that I had. I don't know. And then William felt thirsty, and he was like, "You know what would quench my thirst? Milk straight from the teat." I don't know. And then and then Doris was like, "Yeah, sure. Let's see how this goes." And William tried to milk the cow. Little did he know, the cow was a dude, I guess, because the cow started kicking William, and all his martial prowess went out of the way. Another rhyme. And Doris suddenly awoke her lightning powers and went, "No!" And Palpatine God lightning struck down from the sky, killing all the cattle. And was that the end? I think it was, yeah. I'm sorry. I tried. I don't know.
God.
Guys, do you realize at this point, Loorou, like narrative telephones, always infringe on at least one franchise. Now, this is part of the meta story.
Yeah, we're after Disney.
Yeah.
We're
Fuck you,
basically
Roshni.
Rahil,
Oh,
now
shit.
I know what happened and what came to me. Cool. Well done.
Well done, man. I mean, you took it in interesting directions. You took it from like PG-13 to like M, straight out the fucking gate.
R-rated. What M? This is Deadpool level stuff. Deadpool level stuff.
Rated M for motherfucking what?
I would like to defend myself, saying I had one rhyme in there.
What was it again? I don't remember. Oh God.
Sorry, I'm busy putting F in chat for Rahil.
Oh God.
Okay. God, Rahil, that was amazing.
This makes me so glad that I thought this would be like a story where there will be pre-Joy and post-Joy, but this turns out again pre-Rahil and post-Rahil. I'm so glad.
Now, here's the thing, right? I love the fact that you tried. Like, there was a point in the start that you were like, I'm gonna rhyme this, and then you were like, fuck no. It's like, I'm just gonna go
There's
through
a
it.
dude called William.
The rippling abs bit got me. Like, it just got me.
I'd like to think Sid designed this story just to trip up Rahil, knowing how this is the exact opposite of how Rahil tells his retellings, where he intersperses it with his own thoughts and commentary on it.
Yeah, I'd still like to say, fuck you, Siddhartha. This is evil, right? We have to invent a rule now that no soliloquies, no fucking poems, no sonnets, no like.
Okay. Next up is Roshni, I think.
Before that, okay. I am just letting you know that I kind of got that it had a rhyme.
Oh God.
But the wrong part. Yeah, I did not. I was extremely confused. I'm so sorry. I would just like to apologize to everyone and Shagun, as I already did. But yeah, you can play it. But
It's fine. It's okay. There's several people after you. It's okay.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, Roshni, I forgive you.
Yeah. The material that Roshni had to walk with, I mean, yeah. I don't think apologies are needed at all.
After Siddharth's, it was probably the hardest. I agree.
And I forgot the story because of Rahil's confusion. I was like, Rahil's confused? Why? How does that happen? And I kept on thinking that through the entire thing, and I forgot the story.
That's okay. We'll see what happened. Okay. So this is Roshni. 6 out of 9.
I'm sorry.
Wow, I've never seen Rahil look so flustered after a video. Okay, so this story is set in Cordones, where there was this guy named William. Imagine Hrithik Roshan kind of thing, like really hot, like abs and like muscles and stuff, and everybody was like, oh my god, I want a piece of that. And William was like, I have better things to do. And then he was like, I only have one woman that I want to be with, and or it was a man, could be their name was Doris. I think it was a woman. Okay, their name was Doris. She was apparently good with the pole. I don't know if that's a euphemism or if she's a stripper, because later it seems like she has some powers. So I'm going with that she was a stripper. So she really knew how to work it. Oh no, what happens? They were out in the forest on a picnic, and I assume, oh god, no, I missed the complete middle. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna skip to the next scene. They were in the forest, and or maybe there was no next scene. They were in the forest and they were chased by a bullet. Now, Rahil did not know what a bullet is. He thought probably it's like an actual sentient bullet that's chasing them or something. But I'm guessing it's like the creature, the big mouth bullet creature. Anyway, so I'm saying that they were chased by this big mouth bullet monster, and they were able to fight him off, dodge it using their weird pole dancing moves, going like full legs going. Okay, you get the gist. And they were able to dodge it and defeat it. Then William was like, "Why don't you come back to my place? We are gonna do something." So William takes Doris back, and William was like, "Oh, it's right over the farm." And Doris was like, "Sure, let's go across these pastures." Apparently, there are some rhyming bits over here. I could not get what with rhyming from Rahil's story, but yeah, there's some rhyme. Think of a rhyme, make it happen. So they go over these pastures and they find this cattle over there. And William is like, "Oh, after that long day, I need some refreshment." And he decides that the best thing to do is to get it straight out of the teat of a cow. So he went there, utterly clueless what to do.
Oh.
And then apparently it was a bull. So bull, I think anyway, it was a bull, or it was a male cow, if that was not supposed to be there. And then he was like, he was kicked in the face, and he was like, "Oh!" And then Doris was like, "No, why is it happening to my William?" And she called upon, and then Palpatine, the lightning god, struck down lightning and killed all of the cattle. Okay, and apparently that's where the story ends. And that's it. There's nothing else. Okay.
Yeah, about that.
Palpatine, the lightning god.
Lightning God is canon now, guys.
Palpatine, lightning god is canon.
Yeah.
Lightning God is canon now. I have to say, your blame of Rahil, while well placed, your blame in Rahil, while well placed, does not prepare us for what you did to the story.
Hold on. I'm going to put Roshni on spotlight. Roshni, can you? Yeah, wait. Your background is perfect. There you go.
Okay.
Make it rhyme. What was it?
Make it rhyme, guys. You know what to do.
Think of a rhyme, make it happen. Okay.
That's the theme now.
Okay, first of all, I'm sorry. I knew that this time it's going to be my fault, but I just wanted to kind of.
I think I found the thumbnail for this. It's literally this frame of Roshni with "Oh no" next to it.
This was the thumbnail for the last video as well.
Can you also write in bold letters, "Think of rhyme, make it happen"?
Think of
rhyme, make it happen.
Sorry. Okay, first of all, I don't know why. I don't even watch Hindi movies and serials anymore, but it's just that for some reason, just like Hindi names keep getting into my head, like Hrithik Roshan. I did not.
You don't have to apologize about that.
What was it last week? Bharat.
Bharat
Yeah,
something.
it was Bharat the Bull.
I really thought the bull and the pole was a rhyming bed. I was like, so you see, there's a bull and the pole. So yeah.
I mean, it was entertaining. I'll say this. And the gesticulation was amazing. I'm glad no one sits close to you.
I also wanted to specifically appreciate the marked improvement in video quality from Roshni's videos for this one compared to the dungeon that was compared to the dungeon.
She fired David Fincher and David Lynch, and she got like an actual YouTube producer now.
She's got an
Oh, you wait.
going.
Oh, you wait for when it's my turn.
I think it should be your turn next.
I think we've made a fundamental mistake now. The incentive now is just to screw the rest of the group over. Enjoy.
I mean, that was the original thing, wasn't
it? No. Okay, this is...
You can remove my spotlight now.
Beautiful start.
Yeah, done. Okay, so this is number 7. Shagun.
Shagun,
Also a very good thumbnail for this video.
This is a good one.
Shagun the rapper just before his big break.
Yeah,
I
dropping
mean,
some bars.
Shagun is like that. What is that? The B-boys. They just
B-boys, yeah.
I must confess something to you guys. So I thought that Roshni recorded a video very low quality because I was training to hear it. And after I watched it and did the thing that I realized I had listened to it like some 60% volume. So yeah.
Oh no.
What are these excuses?
That's nice. That's nice.
I mean, this is like a good one. It doesn't blame anybody. It blames
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Screw
going to
you,
blame
ACT.
technology, but yeah. Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna hit play now. Okay.
Oh God.
7 of 9.
I didn't even. Okay. This story is straight out of Cordones about a crazy mother lover named Willem. The way I heard it sounded like a French style of Willem. Anyway, this fellow was shredded like no one's business. He was so shredded. He was probably like, he had ogre blood or something in him at this point, I guess. But he was like jacked. He had traps and biceps, and like his glutes were maximum. It was legit, and he was so ripped that everyone who saw him wanted to, yeah. So anyway, the point was that like he didn't really think about what the ladies felt in this matter, or the men, or anyone who might have desired him so, because he only had eyes for one woman. From the name, it seemed like it was a woman, but you know what? Loorou knows no gender. But let's say, for the sake of, I guess for my own mental story narrative, I think it was a girl. Her name was Grace. Yes, something like that. It was Grace. So also, well done. If it was actually Grace, then Sid, I respect you for this one. Ha, Will and Grace. Okay. Anyway, so she was a very special woman because she was a master of a very specific form of combat, a very specific martial style called. I don't have a name for it, but it was essentially a dance battle or a battle dance. So it was like she was a polearm master. So it was almost like some kind of like alluring stripper meets spear wielder kind of thing. So she had her polearm and she had these amazing battle trances and like kill everything, and she was unstoppable. And he, Will wanted Grace. Yeah, so he had eyes only for her. And she was busy like kicking ass with her epic dance skills and shit. And so I don't know, she didn't have time for him, I guess. But anyway, one day he convinced her to go with him to the enchanted forest for a picnic. And so they're wandering through the enchanted forest, and something happens. Timey-wimey stuff, as I best understand, because Roshni forgot it, and they stumble upon a bullet. Now, I'm uncertain if Loorou is at, the point when gun technology is a thing. Certainly the Fire Knights of Deathramon do not share their secrets, but maybe, someone was a spy who had stolen blueprints for this gun. Anyway, the point is that they stumbled upon what is variously described as a sentient bullet, possibly from an artificer's magical, enchanted cannon, or some kind of monster, or perhaps, and I wonder, was it a bullion, a bull lion? I don't know, but Roshni was very mindful of the fact that it had a very large mouth. It was very mouthy beast. So I'm going to just assume it was some kind of like chaos spawn, that or maybe a boggart or something that like you saw it and it just takes the form of shit that you don't understand and it kills you with confusion. Anyway, the point of that instance is that they encountered some kind of like beastie, and what's her face, Grace, basically went into her epic dance foo, and they totally slaughtered the fuck out of it. And of course, the adrenaline of the battle had William's blood flowing, where. And William goes to Grace and says, "Listen, let's go back to my place to do the, so they decide to wander out of the forest, and they find themselves in like an agricultural area, which has farmland. Who has farms in the forest? Anyway, they're moving across the pastures, and William sees like cattle over there. And he's like, "Yo, I'm hungry, so I'ma go up to yonder cattle and thirsty. And I'ma have some unpasteurized milk." William, don't you understand why milk is pasteurized? Okay, whatever. So he decides to like go to a cow mata, something, and he decides that she likes the way it moves, and decides to get milk straight from the udder. There was no other way. Anyway, I guess this cow thing was magical. Cow was displeased, and it proceeded to kick him in the face. And William flies back and breaks through a barn wall and like destroys someone's like business and means of like economic gain, means of livelihood. And he's sort of like just on the ground, and obviously like Grace is like, I have to defend him. And so she busts out her dance battle stripper powers with her polearm, and she's like killing all the cows. And then the thunder god, the storm god, Palpatine, Darth Sidious, I don't know, Palpatine, the storm god, sees all of this, and he's like, yo, I can't have y'all, I have a destiny plan for William and Grace, and I can't have you cattle, fucking cows going and wrecking that. So he gathers his power and sends like a thunder nuke down from the sky and incinerates the cattle, thereby compounding a poor farmer's economic impoverishment. Gods suck. Really, guys, religion bad. This is why we should have a pantheon of dead gods that nobody like worships, who sort of just live as shitty spirits in corners, and whatever. Anyway, I guess that's the story. If I had to put a moral here, I'd be like, stop going to church or temples or giving money. You know what? There's an entire scam over there. They're all scammers. Okay, I'm done.
What the? Why did it turn into an anti-religion rant?
Should we start a new narrative telephone?
This is maybe 9 is too long a chain. We should stop at 6. I don't know.
No, I think it's still fine. I just have the issue with like it became less of a story and more of a conversation with the viewer.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know what to make of it, so I was just muttering over it, and I was like, stream of consciousness. That was
Okay, also, yes, we need to show people what an actual bullet looks like. People are just accusing me for
No, I don't think it reached the end, Nemo.
It just got demolished in the middle. Roshni, I feel like you've been saved now. Like I still like make it rhyme though, but like
I thought someone was referencing the motorcycle bullet for a while because I was that confused.
Karthik, you should definitely show it.
Guys, it says DMs of Lands of Loorou.
Yeah.
I mean, they all kind of know we don't know what
That's
we're
true,
doing,
that's
right?
true.
Like
Now I need to see the picture of a bullet on screen. Cast Karthik.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that right now.
For the audience.
Nation wants to know.
For a benefit of the
Can we also have our Lord and Savior, Lightning God, Palpatine on screen?
Also, the shade completely went away. It was shade to soul, and then it just went away. The soul
Because it also became a forest and not the mountains of Cordones.
Yeah,
Thunder Nuke is canon.
I forgot everything about
Yes, it's canon. I would like to lock down exclusive rights to Thunder.
No, fuck off with your exclusive rights.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah, this is what a bullet is.
It's a land
big
shark.
mouth. I wasn't wrong.
I mean, yeah, the big mouth bit was.
I'm surprised nobody actually took that in a different way.
I mean, I'm sure we all did.
Okay, whoops. Really? And
Whoops. Whoops.
I
is
like
actually-
the idea that your
A good
mental
learning
image was like a
experience for
bullet
all of us.
from
I mean,
Rihanna.
I thought
Okay.
of Enter the Gungeon, to be honest. And I was like, what is going on? It's like a cursed bullet. And I wonder why it was fighting a tiny ass bullet. I was like, what caliber of weapon is this?
Yes.
Oh.
44 Magnum.
We are just seeing
We are
Nemo right now.
we are almost at the
Oh,
end.
this was
Nemo, you
Nemo's
wanna give
first,
us you wanna give us
yeah.
two things?
shot
Yeah.
at this.
Yes.
It's
Right.
so
We
good.
should just give some.
Sorry, Nemo.
Yeah. First of all, few things to note. Props for Nemo to like add his name at the bottom of the video to make it clear.
Oh.
Second, this is Nemo's first narrative telephone with us, so it's not a great start. But hopefully he'll be further up the order in the next one week.
Savage.
So when I saw the video and I was watching it, and there were so many diversions throughout, as Shagun went on about so many different rants on, and especially towards the end. There's a rant on dead gods and pantheon, and I'm trying to remember everything he said, and these rants keep happening. And there was this one bit where the bullet scene where I totally zoned out. And yeah, sorry guys, I tried.
I think we've not done this in the previous ones, but I think at the end of this, for everyone who's bothered watching this long, we have to play the original just so we can see how far we've
Wait,
traveled.
which original are we talking about? Are we talking about Rahil's original
Sid's
or?
Your Punjit's original.
Sorry,
They're all
I mean Siddhartha's original.
The OG original.
Okay,
Alright.
so this is Nemo. 8 out of 9.
All right, here we go. So first of all, fuck you, Shagun. This was ridiculously elongated. All right, and thanks for keeping the number of characters to a bare minimum. So the story comes from a land called Cardinum. It sounded like cardamom, but I guess it was Cardinum. It sounded Frenchish. The story is about this really cool ripped dude. This dude is buffed, okay? And the story is about this dude called Willem. It's William or Willem, but Willem. And this dude is famous among the ladies. He's known everywhere. He's ripped. He has biceps, triceps. He goes to the gym. Okay, you get my point. And all the single ladies are after him. However, Willem has eyes for only one single lady, and the lady in question is called Grace. We go into the background story for Grace, which is she's this really awesome, badass, polearm wielding martial art performer, and she goes and kicks ass everywhere. And we don't see her in action right now, but soon to come. And Willem somehow convinces Grace to go for a picnic in the Enchanted Forest, and with certain implications. So there they are in the Enchanted Forest, Willem and Grace. Grace has her polearm hanging around, and it's like a very dance-like fluid martial art form that she does. So imagine like a long spear with a short flag on top and very fancy theatrical moves. But they are both wandering around in the forest, and they come across the sentient bullet. The sentient bullet is very mouthy for some reason. They have Shagun has this weird diatribe on why it is the way it is, but we won't go into that. However, both of them do manage to subdue the bullet. The bullet dies, and at this point, Willem gives a suggestion to the lady Grace and says, "Hey, would you like to come?" And they both hop along to somehow the farmlands. Not they. I think the intention was to go to the bedroom, but the farmlands were in the way. And when they get to the farmlands, just on the edge of the forest, Willem notice a pasture of cows and a small herd of domesticated cows. And Willem is like, "Hey, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go drink some milk, because why not?" So Willem jumps over the fence, reaches across, and gets to the one of the cows in the herd. and tries to drink milk. He doesn't get to because the cow has magical powers and kicks Willem, who flies across, breaks the fence, and gets really angry at the cows here. But before he can do anything, Our Lady Grace who is clearly much more badass in the story. She shows up and she says, "Well, I'll take care of this," and she starts to go on the murder hobo spree of murdering all the cows over there. At which point, the cows escalate, I guess, and this is the point where we zoom out of our story and look at the god, thunder god in this realm called Palpatine, who shows up and who I'm not sure if he shows up, but he sends down something called the Thunder Nuke, which I'm sure you can imagine. And the Thunder Nuke shows up, and the Thunder Nuke comes with an edict that says, I have a destiny planned for Grace and Willem, and I'm not gonna let these magical cows fuck with their destiny." So he goes ahead and kills all the cows with his Thunder Nuke. I don't know how Willem and Grace survive the Thunder Nuke, but gods being gods, I guess. All right, that's the story. No morals as usual. Best of luck.
Wow.
Dude, way to declutter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
No morals. Nothing.
This is the story.
Nemo really course correction. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, friend.
Oh, God.
I appreciate it. Although
I knew that something like this might happen. If anybody was after, like Shiraz or Nemo might have been after us, because it was just me, Rahil, me, Punjit also in that order. I was like, the middle order is oof.
We should be the three of us should start next time.
it's a nice mix, man. I like the way it goes. It's a good sine wave of confusion. I made some notes, and I'd like to put them on screen right now if you guys can see them.
Nice. Approved.
Wait, Shiraz, what was
Did
that?
Did you use?
Why?
I don't know.
Did you use you hold the pencil like this and went?
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's out of focus because I'm not like kind of person. But yeah,
Oh, this is notes now. I thought you were like you made notes when Nemo was narrating.
No. I made notes throughout the thing. The idea is that I will let this video play, and the only thing I'll say stuff after it. But this is a good thumbnail video, by the way.
Oh yeah, the intro for this is also quite good.
Thumbnail goes to Roshni.
Mother
Think of a rhyme.
Oh no! Look at this.
Make it
face.
happen.
This is also pretty good.
He's given up already. Oh no.
Okay, cool. So the final retelling of the story
Final count.
from Shiraz. Yeah. Okay.
We should play 80s music in the background now.
Okay, playing now.
Our story this time starts in a land called Cardamom. I'm going to say Cardamom because I like the idea of a spice-based pun coming through somewhere, but I was disappointed because it doesn't pay out, so you should be too, and I shouldn't be the only one. In a land called Cardamom, there is a man called Willem, and Willem is strong. He is muscular, he is ripped, he is the dude. And Willem has lots of suitors and lots of kind of well-wishers and people who really want to get with him. However, Willem has only eyes for one lady going by the name of Grace, who is an exceptional martial artist who uses some kind of pole arm and is very kind of impressive and doesn't give Willem the time of day. I want to say William, but Willem is what it is. Willem wants to be with her and tries desperately to woo her, and possibly because of her pole handling skills, I don't know, there's some kind of chemistry. Eventually he asks her out on a date, and they go for a picnic to the Enchanted Forest. And in the Enchanted Forest they are having a nice picnic, and the subtext is that, for lack of better words, they're going to boink later, because apparently that's what people do after a picnic in the forest. Their picnic is rudely interrupted by a mouthy magical bullet. Now, when Abhay said this, he said bullet, and all I could think of was like, quick gun Murugan for some reason. So I'd like you to also picture this in your head. This bullet with a luxurious mustache and also the, also the demeanor of a magically enchanted creature that had now learned to talk and started insulting them, just ended up like, getting into a fight with them. And both of them together beat the shit out of it. And in the process formed what was a lovely bond. I guess Cupid comes in all different forms, including a magically enchanted mouthy bullet. Anyways, they both get enamored and they decide that they will indeed boink. And they will go back home and boink. But on the way back, they develop, at least Willem develops a magical thirst for some milk because they're passing by a farm. And he's like, you see those cows? They're pretty much like juice boxes. I'm going to go squeeze one out. I know I used squeeze one out and I used it for a very particular reason. And Willem goes and tries, and the cows are apparently magical of some sort. The magical cows, I mean, hello, the RSS wants your number. He tries to fight these cows, and the cows kick him. He goes flying through, I might add, the fence. Willem the Strong is offended. How dare these cows? How can? He goes back in, but then Lady Grace is like, no, I shall take up this fight for you. Because you are weak, or I'm better than you, or I don't know what reason she decided to put this in. Honestly, she should have left at this point when he tried to, assault a random cow for milk. But she doesn't, and she decides to fight. And at this point, we zoom back out into the ethersphere, where a thunder god by the name of Palpatine resides, who says in unlimited power. No, he says, I have plans for these two. I don't know what plans he had. It sounds very suspect because he can see them, and I don't want to think about the implications. But he sends forth a powerful lightning bolt, I'm reading into it, which is called the Thunder Nuke, that kills all the cows. And the story ends rather unceremoniously. I am guessing I am missing like a lot of details, but it's around 4 minutes 30 seconds now. I can see it on my screen. I'm gonna let this one go and say, even though this came to me at the end, what the fuck, man? Like, all of you, what is wrong with you? What? Anyways, over and out.
It was still going.
I like the optimism that you're expecting a good story to come to you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So here's the thing, right?
Okay.
So here's the thing. I knew that like what I heard like had to be toned down for YouTube. It's like so I chose the word boink because it sounds hilarious. It's the sound
Boink
Sims
was an
make.
amazing addition. I like boink. Why not the Devil's Tango?
That's too classy, Rahil. I don't want to be like, fucking. It's like, but no, I loved it because now that I've heard the full story, I realize how deviant we became. It's like
It just went a couple of degrees muted as we went. Right?
Also,
Like,
Polar Master needs to be a feat.
I mean, it is a feat.
It is a feat.
Custom.
Polar Master is a feat.
Our class and Polar Master is a feat.
So Grace is canon. Grace the Polar Master. Thunder Nuke is
God.
canon.
God Palpatine.
God Palpatine, who is a creepy weirdo, is canon.
And appreciate there are lots of towers.
Okay.
Also, right. Sorry. Last thing I have to say is that I really tried my best to not sound deadpan and sarcastic and not mumble, but that's my default, so I'm sorry. But seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Okay.
Is that a thumbnail now?
before we wrap up, do you want to listen to Sid's story one more time? Before we
should.
To see how far we have.
Can you skip the introduction and go into the rhyme?
I will skip the introduction and go straight to the rhyme. Okay, so for those of you who tuned in halfway and are like, what the fuck is going on? This is the original.
And what is wrong with us?
And what is wrong with us? This is the original story.
Do this twice. Okay. We begin in the town of Cordonis, home of William, a brave young Adonis. With muscles of stone, he hunted alone till he met a young lady named Doris. Red of hair with glimmering eye, her surcoat was blue as the sky. With her martial prowess, young Will was impressed, and so did the warriors ally. They trekked into the Cordonades and encountered a dark, evil shade. It wanted their souls, but with their 10-foot poles, they prevailed and their fortunes were made. Next up was a massive bullet. But said Doris, my friend, don't you fret. With a blow of her hatchet, the beast was dispatched, and they moved on with barely an upset. Till they came upon a grazing white cow. Said Will, I've a powerful thirst now. But he knew naught of milking, and the cow got a kick-in. William fell with a faint fucking owl. So Doris came back empty-handed. 'Twas certainly not as she'd planned it. Her companion Willie had been killed being silly, did about as much good as any man did. So what next for Doris, you wonder? Her promising life rent asunder. Don't you worry about her, she laughs at her doubters, and when needs be, she'll bring down the thunder. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to do it again.
Wow.
Metaphorical thunder became thunder nuke.
Yes.
So
Doris became Grace. 10-foot pole became somebody with a 10-foot pole.
It became a pole arm.
It became a
pole arm.
Really got highlighted. Like William's abs were like major event in the whole thing.
I mean, they were.
No, towards the end there was no abs. There were like pecs and whatnot, but no abs.
No. In the end, he just became strong. That's it.
Listen, it's like forget about that. He goes to the gym. That's it.
Yeah. So what remained was the cow kicking, and then the word "bring down the thunder" an entirely different meaning.
The bullet remained.
The bullet remained.
In every story, it had a different context, but the bullet remained.
Yeah, that's true.
You mean the sound was bullet, but I think every person meant a different thing when they said bullet.
Yep.
No, the bullet transcended all. It shot through all of us.
And the love between William and Doris became really, really graphic.
I mean, if you think about it, Doris remained badass till the end.
Who's Doris? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Grace.
Okay, cool. So with that, we come to an end of episode.
Conclude.
2.
1 hour.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
We actually managed to keep it in time. That's crazy. 1 hour, 20 minutes. That's not bad.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So for those of you who are tuning in and not part of the group, I'm assuming most people chatting are people on this call. So, but we're trying to do this probably once a week or once every 2 weeks, and we'll keep rotating who starts the story. So the first time I did this, it was Shiraz, I think.
No, it was Shiva.
And then now it's Sid, and then we'll keep rotating.
Shiva, Shagun, and then it was Sid.
Yeah,
So who's going next?
Rahil.
Yeah,
Cool.
Rahil is next.
Yeah, so Rahil will craft the next story, and then we'll randomly decide order of everybody else after. Cool. Okay. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Sorry, no poems, no sonnets, no soliloquies.
Rahil will extract his revenge, dude. I'm sure.
And
Not 9 minutes, please.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be around 5 to 6.
It's gonna be 1.5
keep
minutes.
No,
It's going to be 1.5 minutes of him just discussing 10 seconds of a story.
Correct.
Five.
How I wonder how Rahil will tackle this, because he keeps like commenting on his own line when he reads it. So if it's his own story, what's he gonna do?
He's gonna suffer.
We should do the same. We should
be caught in like
intentionally.
an infinite loop of his own thoughts becoming part of the story and then him commenting on it. Anyway,
Just prepare. Everybody prepare for like just bring all your b-boy skills in, like 'cause that's what we think.
Also, I would like to mention this was the first week where no rapper came in.
That's true.
No,
Yeah, but we had plenty of
Last time we
infringement.
had Tupac Galactic Overlord of the Cow People. So
That's true.
whatever that
Anyway,
was.
cool. We will wrap this up. We will hopefully catch the rest of you.
Bye bye.
Yes.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks, chat,
Bye.
for joining.
Like and subscribe.
Let's have a F in chat for chat because they both.
They suffered through 4 hours, an hour and a half of this. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for listening, folks. I recognize some of you earlier.
Yeah.
And shout out.
Okay.
Bye. Good night.